This is my watch list for Friday, May 22nd. All right, so what happened yesterday? Market held demand, right? We bounced off the open. Some news came out in the afternoon, kind of middle of the day, about the agreement between Iran and the U.S. We'll see if that actually unfolds this weekend or not. But yeah, so market held demand, and now we're gapping up a little bit today. We actually kind of closed this gap from earlier, okay? So the question now is the market going to put in a lower high, okay? If we don't break all-time highs, then we can actually continue into a downtrend into next week. If we, for whatever reason, reclaim all-time highs, then the trend can maintain, okay? So that's really what I'm watching today and into next week. Is this going to be a lower high in the market, and we start downtrending from here, or do we reclaim highs? Okay. All right. So 741. 741 is my big pivot, my big bias on SPY. If we're above 741, I don't want to short. If we're below 741, then we can look for shorts back into 735. Okay. QQQ, same thing, right? It filled this gap from back here. But now the question is, can this just be a lower high, right? And we start a downtrend from here. Is this a potential, head and shoulder just to, sorry. There you go. Okay. Left shoulder, right shoulder, head, right? Is this a potential head and shoulder and we break back below 714 and sell? That's the question going into the weekend and into next week. Do we maintain below these highs? If we maintain below these highs, then we can start a downtrend and we can continue selling all next week and into June, okay? The level here on the Qs, it's so obvious, guys, 714, right? There's the previous all-time high here, pivot right here, pivot right here. If we're above 714, I don't want to short. If we get back below 714 today, then we can look for shorts back into 705, okay? Or even yesterday's low at 706, right? But that's a nice move if we get back below 714 today. Let's see what happens. Let's see, some individuals. Apple, new all-time highs yesterday, right? It's above 303. 303 was a big failure from last Friday. If we're above 303, it's a long. If we get back below 303, it's a short. Okay, very simple there. AMD, remember this 430 level? Wow, AMD has been so easy to trade recently. We shorted this back here Monday. This was a short again on Tuesday. It reclaimed on Wednesday for a long. And then yesterday we bounced off that 430. This 430 has been such an easy level to trade off of. And now we're back into 460. Back in supply. I don't like anything on AMD today. Amazon, I'm not watching anything on Amazon. It came down, bounced, reclaimed the 261, right? But now we're just back at supply. Back at supply here. We have supply, this big area, 270 is supply, and we're right there in the pre-market, okay? I don't like anything on Amazon. My top watch is actually Google today. I really like this 383 level. Bounce here, bounce here, bounce here. If we get below 383, this is already a heavy chart, right? If we get below 383, then we could see selling all the way. I mean, we could fill this entire move, back down into the 350s, okay? So, not in one day, not in one session, but I do like if we get below 383 for continuation selling into the 350s maybe next week, okay? But I like this level today. Let's see if that happens. Meta is still in this range. It looked like maybe they were going to break the range yesterday, but then it immediately reclaimed. Okay, immediately reclaimed 600, and now we're back in the range. It's still just stuck in the range. Where could you be very convicted to short? I would say if we lose these lows from Tuesday, last week or the week before, if we lose at 592, then we should break the range and sell into 580. Okay. Microsoft is in a range. I don't see anything here. Netflix has got to get back above 90. I actually do like Netflix for longs if we can reclaim 90. 90 was this big pivot from over here we talked about. We bounced this level and then it sold below, and then we bounced off 86.50. But now if we reclaim 90, this is a good long again on Netflix. Okay. Nvidia, I'm watching both sides. I like, this is a tight range that we've had this week since earnings came out, right? Earnings came out Wednesday. And we've kind of developed this little range here between 218 and 224. If we reclaim 224, I like this for longs. If we get below 218, I like this for shorts. We have immediate room into 215 if we get below 218. And then if we get below 215, I don't have anything until lower 200s. This could really start selling if we lose 215. Okay. PLTR pretty choppy. You know, I've been watching PLTR. It's just a choppy chart though. You guys see a lot of intraday chop when you see all these wicks. You know, no guaranteed momentum side here. It's kind of all over the place. A lot of flips here. Tesla, we took a beautiful trade on what was this, Wednesday. We took this 408 reclaim. This was beautiful. I said it would go to 416. It closed the day at 417. Okay, but now it's just kind of back in that same range that it was before. 430. If we reclaim 430 at that point, I like this again for longs. But until then, you know, 408 is the bias level. If we hold 408, it's a long. If we lose back below 408, it's a short. Simple as that. All right. So let's see what happens today. We've got a few things to watch. I really like that 714 level on the Qs. I really like Google. You know, the Nvidia range. Let's see if that breaks today. And I'll see you guys on live.